What do you mean by exception handling? Let's write a program for that. Is my voice audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
First thing, like say I'm taking two values, x equal to y equals to and I want to print like a division equals to x by what I can say division means x by y, right? And I'm writing some instruction after that. Like say print some statement 1 save this thing. Just saving it as exception.py. In G Drive, Python programs, batch 1, I'm just saying exception.py. G Drive, C space, Python programs, C space, batch 1. What I've write py space exception.py. Enter x value, I'm saying 10, 2. It's giving 5.0 and 1. But suppose if I give 10 and 0, what is 10 divided by 0?
Infinite.
It's error.
You understand infinite?
No, you will get an error.
What is it you can say?
Zero division. Yeah.
Zero division error, division by 0. And is it printing this thing?
No.
No.
So here division x by y is not getting executed because of it, right? So next thing, how to solve this thing? What is exception actually? Exception is nothing but if I'm executing normal program and an abnormal situation occurs, then the PVM will terminate that particular program. Okay, so once it's getting terminated, the remaining part of the program is not getting executed. Like statement 1, there is no problem actually, but it's not getting executed because there is a problem with this. So what we have to do, we have to make sure that at least the remaining part of the program gets executed. So how to handle that? We need to write this particular try and except. We use this try and except here. So exception handling means what? Like we are not solving that problem. We are just making sure at least the remaining part of the program gets executed properly. That's the thing we can have to say. So first thing, What is exception? What do you understand by the exception thing? Exception is nothing but in a normal flow of program execution, if a abnormal situation occurs, then PVM will terminate the program. That's the exception. Okay. And what you can say to handle the exception?
We'll use try and accept.
Exception handling. So what is that exception handling? So why we use exception handling? In order to execute the
Other
remaining part of the program. Remaining part of program, we use try. It's a block. It will be having the risky code and accept the error name, the message. So whenever you write the block, the indentation is required. Okay. Let's check this thing. I'll write another statement here. Statement. So division is the problem, right? Try. I'll write the JSK code and accept what you can say 0 division error.
So we need to go the exact exception name here.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
Can you print the error name also? I mean, in case we don't know the error, we can get the error name and handle.
yes, as message you can write and print that message.
Okay.
If you want, you can use as message and print that message. Now let's see what happens. We didn't give the indent, right? I'm giving 10 and 0. Now here the problem is in this particular instruction, right?
Yes.
The statement will get executed.
Yes.
Now tell me whether statement 1 gets executed. Will
No.
it get executed?
No.
No.
Just statement and division by 0 is getting executed, right?
Yes.
So what's the problem here? The thing is, we just have to write the statement outside of that try and accept, right? Understood.
Yes.
So the thing is, when we write it 10 and 20, it's coming fine. And when we have 10 and 0, even the statement is getting executed and divide by 0 is a problem. To overcome that, we are using the statement thing, right?
Okay.
Now suppose if you are giving that input
If you give
or
null, what will happen if you give without entering anything?
null in the sense like without any value?
Yes, yes.
Or it's giving value error, right?
Okay, okay. Well, that's a different error. So we
Yeah.
can handle, we can handle right without giving error name. We
Without
handle.
name, I can handle. It should be given, right? Here division by 0 is given, and if you want a value error must be given means you need to write this value error.
No, actually, if I don't know the error name, what would be? I mean, actually, in Oracle General, we have that when others, I mean, common error, we'll print the error message. Similar that, do we have?
Yeah, that's the thing in that Java also we have exception. If you write
Okay,
the exception, that will take all the exception names.
okay, okay.
Let me check that thing. But before that, first thing we are getting an value error also, right? If you are not giving properly,
Yes, yes,
and if you want to handle it, what I'm doing here, this part. But this input should be given inside the try, right?
yes.
If you give inside the try, then it works. Let's see how it works. Ten. Invalid returner for int with base 10. We didn't got the value error, we just handled it and printed the message, right?
Yes.
So this is what you can say value error. We have a lot of errors. Like once it comes, you can directly write them. So when you write the programs, if sometimes it comes, you can
Yeah.
use them directly, right?
Yes, yes. So we can handle any number of errors just by appending comma the error name, right? No need to write different statement.
Yes, appending command error name also is fine actually.
Okay.
And now, if I want to write try with multiple accept.
And Rohit, sorry to interrupt. So if I get error, can I stop the proceeding? I mean, if there is an error, I don't want to proceed further. Can we do like that here?
I didn't get your point. Like if we are getting error, we are having the statement one, right? Like we are not missing that program. But you can't solve this thing. It's a problem which arises because if you give a client an application, he might give 0, right?
Okay.
So we can't say no to him. So what will happen at that moment? You'll get division by error. 0 division error.
No,
So sometimes, yeah.
if I get error, I don't want to print the statement -1. So can we handle like that? Or I mean, if I have so many instructions after that, if I get
If
the error,
you remove this print, then it won't print that particular thing, right?
okay.
Indentation is required. Just print you can write. That's it. It's not printing that problem, right?
I don't know. Actually, my doubt is if I'm getting error, I just want to stop the program. I don't want to go proceed further. I mean, the statement -1, right? That should
That's
not
wrong.
print.
That's wrong actually. Because
Oh, okay.
one thing, if you're having a problem in a single thing,
Yeah.
at least the remaining part of the program should get executed, right?
Yeah. I mean, if my requirement is such, can we do with Python or not?
Then you don't have to write the try except, right? If you don't write the try except, it will eventually stop the entire program.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay. Well,
If we don't write, we are getting the problem, right? Like it's getting stopped entirely. But in industry, we don't do that thing. Industry, at least the remaining part of the program should get executed. That's the main intention. So Next thing, let's do one thing. I'll write zero division error and value error supply. Let's try this part. After that, I'm writing except value error as message, print message. What I've written, try with multiple except.
So within a one except we can add multiple different error, right? Maybe 4 or 5 also, or just 2.
Within one X also you can add multiple errors.
Okay.
0. Division by 0 error we got. 10 null. Invalid literal for int with base 10 I got. Right?
So okay. So both are same. Whether you write in different except or one except.
Single except also it's different. Let's see. I won't write any name. Like as Vijayan said, if I don't know the name, what we'll do? What I can say, problem occurred. I'm saying 0 now. It's division by 0, it's coming. 10 and null, it's giving problem occurred because we didn't know what is the error, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
just you keep except. No need to write anything, it will execute this.
Okay.
okay.
Understood?
Yeah.
Try with multiple except we can write, and the last except can be anything which you don't know. Let's do one thing. We will write this thing above. And execute the same program. What is it saying? Default except must be last, right?
Okay. Good. Yeah, that is understood. Okay.
Because if already it's being caught by the particular except, what is the use of writing this except division error?
Okay.
So whatever the error names you want to write, you write it first. Then at the last, you can write this except.
Is there any something if I don't know the default error message, get error message something?
No, you just have to write except and you can write your own problem occurred. So some exception there.
Okay.
Like that you can write. Default message means what we write it will get executed directly.
Okay.
So next thing. The thing is, if you write except, it's fine. It should be written at the last, I said, right? We have one more concept known as finally. The same thing, I'm just changing it as finally. Let's see the difference in the output. If I'm giving 10, 0, the division by 0 finally is getting occurred and is getting executed. 10 null. But before getting stopped, it's giving the finally, right? It's terminating the program, but before that, problem occurred got executed, then this part got executed. Means what? Finally is a block. So what is finally? It is a block which gets executed irrespective of exception. So irrespective of the exception, it will get executed. If exception occurs, if exception doesn't occur, the finally is a block which gets executed. Okay. So why we require this? Suppose in Django, I have made a connection to database and there is an exception occurred and the connection is not getting closed. So we have to close it externally, right? Whatever the object is there, object.close, we can close it by using this finally block. Because finally is the only thing which get executed if there is an exception or not. That you have to understand. Okay? Understood? Why we are using finally?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a programmer's part. If there is an abnormal termination, at least close the connection so that others can use it, right? And we'll have delimited, what you can say, connections. Next thing. After that, we have one more thing known as try, except, and else. So what you can say, try, except, and else. Let's see the difference. 10, 0. It's printing division by 0. And in else problem occurred, I didn't write it, right? Let's do one thing. 10 and 2. Now it's getting executed, right?
We don't have else condition, right?
Else condition is not there. Else is just if there is no problem in the program, it will get executed. You can see the else is getting executed only when there is no problem, when there is no exception is occurring, right?
Okay.
You cannot write problem occurred, some message.
Yeah, no problem. It's successfully completed.
Yeah. So there is no problem, you can say. Like no problem occurred.
Okay, okay.
If there was no problem in that program, then you can use this else part, right?
So either it will print a message or print a no problem occurred. Only two conditions. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So what is exception? Definition till now you have understood?
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, I think
What is the definition? Like what you understood with that exception definition? Can you tell me once?
Exception is when we have to handle the error. Handle the error and without stopping the
stopping the
instructions.
whole program. Yeah.
Yeah, stopping the whole program.
And what is exception handling?
We are expecting some normal thing, but we know that with the user input, it may cause a normal error. Then we use exception.
To encounter the error occurred in the program.
Right. So if I write, like say, I'll just write one thing known as print 10 by 0. What I got? 0 division error. If I print 10 by 10, what will happen now?
Error, yeah.
It's a type error.
Different error.
So we got this type error before also, right? Unsupported, we cannot convert the intent string, right?
Correct.
Yes.
That characters cannot be converted. So this, or when you are trying to handle, we got all those things. So mostly what are those exceptions we might have? 0 division error, type error,
Value error.
value error, and file not found error will get when the file is being used. End of the file error and sleeping error, like for threads we can use. So these things are the errors which are being used in this Python. Okay. So
Okay.
next, we might also have a floating point error, index error. We got this index error at the time of using the functions find. You remember?
Yeah.
Key error was there, and index error was at the time of using the dictionary. So a lot of things are there. And next, try with except. Try with multiple excepts we can write, right?
Yeah.
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 So try with finally we can write, but we have written try except and finally. Can we write try and except or try and finally only?
No, we have to handle, right? Finally.
What I'm saying, try print 10 by 0 finally.
Yeah. Problem. No.
It's executing the finally, right?
Yeah, it will execute.
So try and finally you can write. Try except finally you can write. Can I write try except finally else?
Yeah, we can. No, after finally, we should not.
Let's do one thing, like except I'm writing here 0 division
Yeah.
error and print the thing. What is that message?
As message.
As message, and I'm just printing that message. Finally is there and the else block is there. What I'm trying to do, else block, no problem. Save this thing. What it's saying?
Invalid syntax.
Yeah. If I write try else finally,
I think it will work.
Okay.
Yes.
division by 0 problem, because there was a problem, and division by 2 if I'm saying what will get executed, no problem,
Problem, yeah.
No problem.
right? But finally is a block which get executed when there is exception or when there is no exception also, right?
The irrespective of the exception. Yeah.
And we can directly write these exceptions. Okay, so try except finally is fine, try and finally is fine, try except else finally is correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now after this, can we write only try, only except?
Yeah, we can. Without try, we cannot use except, right?
Can we write try else without except? I want to write try else.
No, I think
It's giving the error, right?
yes.
Try else finally also we cannot write, try else also we cannot write.
Yeah, except must be there.
Can I write two except is there? Can I write two else part?
Else is only one,
No.
right? No.
Else is only one.
Invalid syntax, right?
Yeah.
Can I write two finally?
No.
Instead of writing one finally, can I write two finally? Because two accepts are available, but two finalies are not, right?
Yeah.
No.
Can I write try accept?
I think so,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Only one finally.
Like try accept only I want to try.
Yeah, we can.
What is giving 5.0, right?
Because there is no exception. If we put 0,
Zero.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
So try and accept is fine, right?
Yes.
And try accept.
No.
this should be there.
No. Except is only one, right? Yeah, at the end.
So saying default accept must be last, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, default.
So can we have any statement between the blocks?
Yes.
Yes.
Like if it is try finally, and between that I'm closing this block, print high. Is it correct?
No.
Because you cannot have any instruction before that, right? Invalid syntax of finally.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
because I have written this thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But now it's getting executed because it's inside the accept.
Okay, so basically we can print as many messages as you want.
Yes. Now,
Can you have a user defined exception? Can I define exception on my own and handle?
let's see that thing. It is also possible, but the different things here we have to check it, right? So what I'm asking is try accept and try finally.
No. It will not work.
Socks.
Try accept is separate and try finally is separate, right? We can write try accept and try finally separately. So it's possible.
Okay, two
This is
different.
one thing, and this is another thing, right? There is
Yeah.
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
With that we can, but within the intent we can have. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Can I write try?
No, if we try and finally we cannot, it will not work, right? Only try and finally it will not work.
No, it's working, right? Try and finally.
Try and finally we can write. We just have seen the thing also, right?
Oh, okay.
5.0 and try and finally we can write.
Finally, always it will print. Finally.
See, there are a lot of combinations. That's the thing you have to try it out. Like what is try and finally, try catch, try and things.
Okay.
Okay. Just give me a second. I'm getting call. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
So try and finally we can write, try and except we can write, right? And now can I write try, except, and if else? Try except is there if 10 greater than 5. Print 10 by 2. And that's part I'm saying it as else.
We can write this.
Hello, hi, and 5.0, right?
Yes.
So try except is separate and if else is separate, right?
Yes.
Can I write inside try, nested try catch? Can I write?
Yeah, we can write.
Like I'm writing try. And in that again I'm writing the try.
Yeah, we can write.
Inner try. And it will have the except, inner except, in the outer except.
Yeah, we can write this.
Print outer except. Yeah, let's check this and save this part. Outer try and inner try, right?
Yes.
So nested try catch also is fine. Can I write try except inside that except? Can I write try and except again? The entire block, instead of writing here, can I write it inside the except?
Yeah, we can write.
Try except, right? It is also working, right?
Yes.
If there is an exception 10 by 0, then it will go to the inner try also, like this one. Except, outer except, and the inner try is getting executed, right?
Yeah.
So try, except, and inside that also we can write it. And can I write try, except finally? Inside finally, can I write again try, except?
Inside finally,
Yeah.
no. I don't
No,
know.
we can write, right? Yeah, it will execute. Yes.
Let's check the thing. Except is there. In that directly I'm writing finally. Just in finally I'm writing the try except, okay?
Yeah, it will work in a try.
Yeah.
It will be in a
It's
try.
working, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In finally also we can write this thing. And can we write try except and try else?
Try except and then try S.
Else must be written after accept itself. You need to understand that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Else indefinite syntax. See, else must be written after accept only. If you write before accept or after finally, it's not getting executed. We have seen this problem, right?
Yes.
So else will be there with the after accept itself. Okay? Understood.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Understood.
Inside the try, can I write only try and without any except? Only try can be written inside try.
No, right? We have to handle.
Try else except. Can we write?
Try else. No. Try else except no. Try X. Yes.
Try except if else can be written, but try else except is not possible, right?
Not
Yes.
See, we have these 4 things. Try is there, except is there, else is there, and finally is there.
Yes.
So these 4 combinations you have to check it out. Like try else is not possible. Try finally is possible. Try
Yes.
except finally is possible. Try except else is finally is possible. Apart from that, there are no possibilities you can say, right?
Yes.
And coming to this particular exceptions, we have two things again. One, we can say predefined exceptions. The second is nothing but user defined exceptions. So what is predefined? The error exceptions which occur by the machine, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what is user defined, which are done by the user, like user want to raise the exception. So user defined exceptions. What are those? How to write them? So every exception is Python class. There is a class that extends exceptions. A class which extends exceptions. Okay. So how to write that syntax? You can say we have a class name, and exceptions. What I can write, define a constructor, self comma that message, and self dot message equals to that particular message, I can say, right? This is a syntax to write a particular thing. Let's try a program for this thing. Like I'm writing a class. Imagine if you want to vote, what you'll do? Too young exception. It has exceptions thing. Define a constructor in it, and self an argument, you can say, or a particular thing. Self dot message equals to argument also you can write. And I'm taking that age as enter age. I'm taking that age and I'm writing a condition. If age less than 18,
then can
rise too young
exception.
Not eligible.
Yes.
For voting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what you can write, or I can do one thing. Greater than 18, I'll write there's eligible for voting. Else, I'll try it out to write that raise too young exception, right? Eligible for voting. Let's check it out once.
We cannot use a try right here. Try and accept here.
Try and
accept.
That is the use of, what is the use of try except if you are wanting to generate a user defined exception? It will getting handled, right? It will get handled. If you want, you can use it. Try except can be used anywhere where there is an exception directly. Forward to write that name properly. Exception. Enter age 19, eligible for voting. Enter age 16. Rise, too young exception. Suppose instead of writing too young exception, what I'm writing here, too young. So this is our defined class, right?
Yes.
This is the class name, what I have to define it. And this is the predefined class name, right? And that predefined class name, what it will do when I say, right, too young, it's a constructor, right? And it will be taken by this particular constructor, too young constructor. And the argument is given self.message. Where is this message from? Exception. and it will print that message you can see. Understood?
So here, right, one more, I mean, very basic note. When you are using exception, the E as a uppercase. That is a keyword, when exception.
It's a class name.
It can be,
It's a class name actually. It's a predefined class name.
Okay, okay.
It can store that particular exception things you can see. Okay?
Okay.
And if you want, you can write another class also. Like for marriage, 21 to 60. In between those age, you can have marriage. So I can write one more class like class 2 older, right? Those names are our defined. We can write any class name. It's up to us. Self argument, whatever the argument you want to give, self dot message equals to argument. Eligible 21. Eligible for marriage, right? Or elif. What I have to write elif?
Age less greater than 60.
Yeah, age
18.
greater than 60. So what I can say?
Too old. You can.
Too old. Not eligible for marriage. Right?
Yes.
And at the last, you can say our user defined thing, right? Or elif age less than 21.
Yes.
Rise young, right? Eligible for marriage. Else, what I can say? You will get match details. It's a message, that's it. Save this thing. And if I have 22, eligible for marriage. If I have 77, what I've written condition age greater than, sorry.
Okay.
And also must be written, right?
Yeah.
If I don't write this, it won't get these things. Not eligible for marriage. If I'm saying 12, not eligible for too young. It's too old, it's too young, right?
Yeah.
So in your case, else will not come, right? Else will not happen.
Yeah, like we didn't write any condition, it will get false. The first condition will get false means the two things will get executed, right? That's it, else will not come. We didn't write that properly. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is user-defined exception. How to write a user-defined exception you have seen. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
A class name, that class name can have any particular scenario and execute it. Right?
Yes.
So that's it for today.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll see the files and logging concept.
Okay.
Try the combinations. Try except finally, except finally, and the else part. Those combinations you try out. That's important.
Okay.
Okay then.